Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Woo! I don't know about y'all, but it has been such a crazy week. It has been super cold. The weather has been totally disrespectful. Okay. Um, what's even funnier to me is that we have been hearing all kinds of horror stories about places that normally don't get freezing cold weather or get snow is getting snow. Hey, honey, thank you for being here. Yes, like people don't know how to deal. People don't know how to deal. Hello, hello. Thank you for coming in. Um, People are really struggling with this. So by me being up north, um, I've kind of got adjusted to like the cold and the freezing weather, but people that are not used to it are really having a hard time. Hello, hello. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in. Yeah, so when I say the struggle has been real, the struggle has definitely been real. The struggle has definitely been real. Hey, Rudy, thank you for coming in. Appreciate you. Yes. So, um, I hope everybody is making it through these difficult times, because it doesn't seem like this weather is being merciful on us this winter. And I always tell people, by me being up north, like I could always gauge where our weather is going to be like for the winter based on our summers. And our summer was crazy, crazy hot, like scorching hot. And I said, wow, we're going to really get beat up this winter. And it's definitely been brutal. And we are only in January. So we still have a few more months to go before we actually see like a little bit of relief. But yeah, but I appreciate you for being here on this Sunday, January 26th. And I know it's a lot going on today. Like they got some big championship games going on today. So a lot of people have been excited and gearing up for today. My husband included. So I lived through him. I lived through him. So yeah. Um, but how's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing today? Yeah, it's been a struggle for me this week. Like last week, I was talking about how everybody in my household had been sick, and I have been trying my best to fight it. Try my best to fight it. It caught up with me a little bit, but I felt like it wasn't as bad as it took down like my son and my husband, because I do like a daily a community mix, and I felt like it did help a lot. So I really didn't get taken down, but I was feeling like really like crappy. But I just thank God that I was able to like get a head start on it before it actually like took me down. um yeah, I am like in the tail end of everything that's been happening. But hey, sister.
Hey.
Yeah, and then the tail end of things that has been going on.
hmm
So I'm just thankful that I'm able to like push through. Yeah. Hey, sister, how's it
Hey,
going?
sister, what you talking about? What's
I am talking
happening?
about how this week has been going,
Oh,
because
yeah.
as you know how your brother-in-law, your nephew have been going through it, like with the flu and the
hmm
virus and everything, and I got like a little touch or something, but it was not as
Yeah.
bad as what they experienced, because they really was taken down by it, like barely could get out of bed, like it was really really bad. So I said I'm thankful
Yeah.
I been getting a head start, because I do my immunity teas like every day. I just try to do like the oregano, and do the the echinaceas and things like that. You know
hmm
yeah, so your brother will say, hey. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Chin and Dustin. Thank you for coming in. But yeah, but just trying to like stay on like top of it. It's not foolproof, but it definitely gives
hmm
my body like a fighting chance, right? Definitely gives my body
Yeah.
like a fighting chance. So how was your week? How was your week?
Pretty good. Just busy, like I said, just, regular life stuff, pretty much. Oh, and he wasn't feeling too good either. He had a little episode in the middle of the week.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But he recovered quickly and
Yeah.
stuff. But yeah, but it definitely, like I said, reminds you to stay on top of your health stuff.
Yes. 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 Yeah. I can't even stress enough how important it is just to keep that immune system up, keep it up, because
Right.
I felt like if I wasn't already doing that every day, that I would have really been like really, really, really been taken out. Like I had to take off
Yeah.
one day this week for work because it was like I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. But I was like,
Mhm.
that one day was helpful for to me to get through the rest of the week. So
Yeah.
yeah. But
Well.
staying on top of
Mhm.
it, on top of it. Like nothing's foolproof, but like if
Yeah.
it's up a fighting chance.
Right, right. Yeah, I went and saw mommy too. And you know what she was asking for? Some grapefruit and some vegetables. I was
Okay.
like, okay, yeah, because she was talking about um she had, like her heart and stuff. She got high blood pressure. So we was like, talking about looking up some stuff to
Yeah.
help her reduce her high blood pressure. And the other thing she was talking about was like arthritis. So
Yeah.
I was like, all right, so I started looking up foods to help with arthritis and like what things can help with that, besides the medicine and stuff that she's already taken,
Right.
which it seemed like she's losing interest in that stuff, what I mean, kind of thing. So I like hearing that she's interested in food as medicine.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Holistic. Yes. Holistic.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Mhm.
Hello. Hello. Thank you for coming in. I see a lot of
Yeah.
new names in the chat. I appreciate
Hi. Yes,
it. So
greetings.
thank you. Thank you. Yeah. So it seems like we both had very interesting weeks. I know life be lifing. So like
All the time.
life
Yeah.
be
And
definitely.
I be trying to
So
catch up on rest too. It's like I be noticing how my energy has been changing, you
uh,
know, and just trying to deal with all the extra stuff I'm doing.
I know. I was like, I thought my life is busy. Like, got me like, woo!
Yeah.
Hey, thank you, Rita. Yes, yes. I thought my life was busy. Like, people don't understand. Like, especially being in education, it's like the struggle is real. Like, you
Yeah.
get up every day and you're dealing with these little people every day, and you gotta help these little brains grow, and you got all these big personalities all the time.
Right.
So it definitely gets rough. It definitely gets rough. So like
Mhm.
I know people be laughing at me when I'm always talking I'm looking forward to my day off, but that be real talk. I be looking forward to my day off. Like you don't understand.
Yeah.
Be an educator, and then you tell me if you don't feel the same way, okay? Because
Mhm.
I'll be looking for
Yeah.
days off. Like I need my mental break. If anything, I need my mental break.
Right, right. And it's like, but just like being a mom with having just, having a child in school, you know what I mean? Because it seemed like it's just always something going on. He's about to go to college now. So, it's
Yeah,
like just all his college stuff and just a lot that he's dealing with because he has, like the dual enrollment classes, honors courses. So just the homework and I was like, man, and and still like we started going back to the gym again and
yes.
everything. And so it just be seeming like it just be like a lot, like our days just be so full. And then I have rehearsal on the weekend and stuff. And so I'm like, man, I just feel like I be trying to catch up on sleep.
The juggling act is real. The
Yes,
juggling act is real.
yes.
Thank you so much for coming in. Yeah. So I guess we're
Mhm.
gonna dive into our topic, child.
Oh yeah, what's that? What's Tell us what the topic is for
Well,
today.
topic today is the 90-day rule and relationships.
Ooh.
Ciao, ciao, ciao. So let's just talk about what is the 90-day rule in relationships.
Yes, I want
So
to hear the history of this 90-day rule.
yes, so they said it actually refers to the idea of waiting 90 days before
Yes.
becoming physically intimate with someone new,
Uh-huh.
essentially acting as a probation period
Mhm.
to get to know them better and assess if their relationship has the potential beyond initial attraction. Like all
Mhm.
seen as a way to build a stronger foundation for a long-term partnership. This concept sometimes is associated with dating advice, like from Steve Harvey, for example.
Yes.
He talks a lot about the 90-day rule. We're gonna get into that. But they said
Mhm.
like the key points of the 90-day rule, the purpose of it is like to avoid getting too emotionally invested too quickly based solely on physical attraction. Instead,
Right.
focus on building a deeper connection with someone.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes. So I have a lot of things to say about the 90-day rule.
it's a lot. It's
Um,
a lot that comes with the rule.
yeah.
It's a lot.
I think it does make sense. Like said, if you're looking for a long-term situation with the person,
Yes. Yes.
I can see. Um, but then there's like the also on the other side though, it's like, if you're trusting yourself and your intuition and things and stuff, it's like, do you need this, You know what I mean? But I think that, like I said, it's like, when you're trying to make sure of something, I don't know, it's just a lot that can go into it, you know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
because I feel like it can, it's just weird. Is but I want to hear more of, like, the things that you have to say, and we're going to continue to touch on different things and stuff, I know.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I'm like, and the 90-day rule is a real thing, and we're gonna get into like
Yeah.
when I finally like started taking that serious. But yeah, but they said that's the
Mhm.
purpose of it. Then they say, but the benefits of it is that it allows time to observe your partner's true personality and value.
Mhm.
It can help you feel more comfortable and in control when deciding to become intimate with them.
Yeah.
And it may lead to more meaningful relationships by prioritizing compatibility over initial excitement, right?
Yes.
That's the benefits of it. Then they said like
Mhm.
the criticisms of it is that it can be perceived as overly cautious or manipulative,
Mhm.
potentially hindering natural progression in a relationship.
Right.
And that it may not be suitable for everyone depending on the individual comfort levels and the dating
Mhm.
styles, right?
Yeah. I feel like
But
a lot, sometimes, like, we end up using that just to get like a lot of free meals, get a lot of dates and stuff like that. Spend up a lot of guys' money and to just not be with him anyway.
exactly. Hello. So my friend Thunder, thanks for coming in. Oh, ciao, ciao, ciao,
Yeah.
ciao. Like I literally like was aware of that 90-day rule for like a long, long, long time. You know, how I
Mhm.
said like it's based on the individual. Like you might really feel that connection with somebody, but like is it like a real connection? Like is it just like a physical attraction? You know,
Right.
that really
Yeah.
happens, right? Um,
Mhm.
but they said so why you need a 90-day probation period, like when you're dating.
Mhm.
They said that delayed gratification will go a long way in dating. They said use that 90-day probation period to avoid the love is blind syndrome and really get
Yeah.
to know your partner. Cause that love is blind syndrome is real. It is real.
Mhm.
You know how people get together and it's like, oh my God, like I love them so much. And you only been dating them like a month or a month
Yeah,
and a
it's
half.
like them rose-colored glasses be on.
Oh, glasses. Like, oh my God, I can't live without this person. Like, really?
Uh-huh, you don't even know them.
Don't even know them. It's
Yeah.
that
But
it's like
that's
this.
why I said it's like it's more about like your own intuition, how much you trust yourself. You
Right,
know what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, are you really trusting what you're feeling?
right, 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 right.
Yeah, yeah. And I feel like if you can't, you know what I'm saying, you don't trust, then definitely continue to take your time because a person's true colors come out over time. You know what I'm
Does
saying? That, the initial mask, start to wear off,
it
so
does?
it's like, giving yourself that time to see
Mm-hmm.
what they're really about, what they really into, if they really mean what they say or if they just talking.
Uh,
You get a chance to maybe see them angry, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? 'Cause once you see a person angry, you know what I mean, that's very telling.
It's like, yeah, it's amazing because you know how, like you said, that probationary period, that honeymoon phase, like that stuff is really real. That stuff is really real. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for coming in, everybody. Um, yeah, and they said like, what is the 3 month rule in relationships? Like that 3 month rule is a time frame that many people in the dating world use to evaluate the potential of a new relationship. So
Mm-hmm.
like, it suggests that within the first 3 months, you should have enough information and experience with your partner to decide whether you want to continue the relationship or move on from it.
Mm-hmm.
That part.
Yeah,
That,
yeah. I
that
mean, and
part.
it's interesting, you know what I mean? Because, because sometimes, it's like, with a person, like, for the most part, you can kind of tell right away. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
You know what I mean? Like, when you're into them or they into you. But yeah, but like you said though, it's like, what I mean, needing that, giving that time if you want it to be something long term. You know what I mean? But sometimes we can tell, like, all right, what I mean, this probably only gonna last for 2 years. You
that
know what I'm
part.
saying? Like you could just, it's just you, it's like it'd be like this knowing, what I mean, that we don't be wanting to listen to, but all the signs will be there. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? All the signs will be there, you know.
Absolutely. I
Yeah.
know for me, because I don't like playing with people or stringing them along. I remember like
Yeah.
in the past, like you know how you're dating and you're in the dating scene, and like for me, I know early on, like, can I see myself long term with this person? You know, do I want to continue dating them after 2 or 3 dates? Like it's like I already get these signs. I already get these signs like, no, I don't think me and this person are gonna work out and stuff like that.
Mhm.
I think for me, like especially being as a woman, like I think outside of that box. And you know how
Mhm.
they say like the same way men like have that attraction, like women have that attraction too. I know for me,
Right.
like can I see myself like going the next step with this person and stuff like that?
Mhm.
It's like you figure that out easy. It's like
Yeah.
it's one thing to go out on a date, like go out to dinner, do a movie or something like that. But it's like, after that for me, it's like, I don't know. Do I really want to go out with this person? Like, am I really feeling this person? Um, can I see myself, taking the next step with that person? Like all these questions that go through my mind.
Right.
And then on the other side of that would be like, oh my God, like this person is so exciting. Oh wow, like I could really see myself hanging out with them or wanting to be with them and stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
And then you start to find out other things, and it's like, I don't know, I don't know.
Yeah, and sometimes, like, I don't know. I think sometimes it'd be like, all right, where even though you might get tell, like, okay, what I mean, what type of situation it is, it's still an experience that you want to have anyway.
Right?
It's like, you know what? It'd be like, you know what? Like, I just want to have this adventure or something. You know what I'm saying? And like, I know it's gonna be an adventure, and you know what I mean? Like I know that, you know what I mean, that people be doing that, you know what I'm saying? Because they be know all the signs will be there. You know what I mean? Like you said, or you can even ask yourself, like, oh, is this something that's gonna be a long time? And spirit be like, no. And you be like, all right, maybe I ain't asked the question the right way. Like let me ask it a different way.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? Until you make yourself say yes anyway, and go ahead and be involved in a situation that you know ain't gonna last.
Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
I don't know what it
Exactly.
is with
Exactly.
people, but
Exactly. He said sometimes it's just all about like the fun and excitement. Like it's like I ain't even looking too much into it. I'm just having fun.
yeah.
Because they said like, does the 90-day rule actually work? And they said that it varies significantly from one couple to another. Like so, therefore, like while the 90-day rule for dating may serve as a helpful framework for some people, it
Mhm.
cannot like universally predict a relationship, like whether it's going to be successful or whether it's going to fail. You know,
Right.
so
I'm gonna say,
you
you
know,
know what? Like, because, I don't know, just from growing up around a lot of guys, you know what I mean,
hmm
and hearing them talk about this like 3 month rule or something like that, you know what I mean, I've known ones that they will like basically drag a woman along for her 90 days just to get to the point of her 3 month rule so they can get some and then keep it pushing. You know what I'm saying? She'll be seeing other women or everything, be like, oh, I got this one over here, this one over here, this one over here. She doing the 30-day, you know what I mean, the 90-day rule, you know what I mean? So I'm just waiting that out, kind of thing. So that's why I wonder, like, like what do the experts say about like when a man knows that you have a 3-month rule?
Yes,
Like how do they feel
we go.
about that?
We gonna be diving into it. There's a lot of questions around that 90 day.
Yes.
Yep. So they say like can you kiss during the 90-day rule? That was a
You
question.
should be able. I think that is so. I think maybe like for teenagers or something stuff, but for grown folk, what? I'm gonna not kiss you for 3 months. Huh? You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm feeling you, I want to kiss you today. And like, what I mean? You know what I'm saying? If I'm, like if you're feeling a person, you already restraining yourself.
All right,
You know what
that
I
part.
mean?
That part. They
Yeah.
say it's called the no kissing for 3 months.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
they say the title of the rule is exactly what it's about. Like it suggests that in order to create fulfilling and lasting
Mhm.
relationships, you should show exclusivity towards the person
Yeah.
you're dating. That includes kissing and sex. So
I do. But you know what? I think that it really works like, say if you still getting to like see this person and y'all creating this like flirtation and what I'm saying, stuff, y'all get to talk and everything and stuff, you know what I mean? But you are like knowing each other, you know what I mean, and getting to see each other and stuff like that, but still just like kind of, keeping some distance, then I
right.
think that that works. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because it's like you give some time you get 3 months to like kind of get to know them. Maybe they work at a store or something like that that you like. So you get to go in, see them, you know what I mean? Have a little interaction. Hey, and then
Yeah,
you leave, you know what I mean? But if it's
exactly.
like, actual I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, like you going out on dates and stuff like that, and you're seeing this person, but there's like no sort of like, closeness or something like that. I'd be thinking he don't like me. You know what I'm saying? I would start to think like, dang, he ain't trying to come in for a kiss or nothing. It's done been a month and a half. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be thinking like, yo, he must not be attracted. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure and the guy would probably think the same thing. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, dang, I've been going out with her, I've been coming around, you know what I mean? I've been, you know what I mean? And just all that time with a 90-day rule, it just seems very
It's a long time. It is, especially if,
yes, like I
if
think
you're
it's a
with
long
somebody.
time.
Yeah, especially if you're really feeling somebody. And like you said, like I think it makes it easier. Like if y'all see each other like casually, like you said, they might work at your store or they might be like your delivery person or somebody you see in passing. You're like, oh my God, like they are so attractive. Like,
Yes,
wait to finally like be alone with them or something like that. Like the intensity builds up or something like that. I think
right.
we can do it. It might be easier in that sense, but like if y'all always like seeing each other, it's good. I feel like it's gonna be harder to restrain.
Mm-hmm.
And they actually have what they call like a 90-day breakup rule too, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they said like what is the 90 rule like after you actually break up with somebody? It's called like the
Mm,
90-day no contact rule after a breakup. Means like
yeah.
that contact for 90 days. Like giving yourself at least 3 months to process the breakup without
Mm-hmm.
to the ex. And it can help you grow, it can help you heal, and it can make you think about yourself and your needs, right?
I agree with that because sometimes it's like after that breakup, you still feel that connection, and it's like
Right.
you still wanting to call and stuff. You know what I mean? You have to remind yourself, like, no, you know what I'm saying, to like stay away. You know what I mean? It reminds yourself what you break up for, what you broke up for in the first place.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. And
Yeah,
that
just
and
giving yourself that time to just mend and process and stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, otherwise you end up in what they call like a rebound relationship, or
That
something too.
that part. That part.
Mhm.
So thank you everybody for coming in. I appreciate you. Um, and they have something called the 369 rule.
What's
The
that?
I know, right? They said
Mhm.
like they said you can actually live by the 369 rule. That
Mhm.
means no big decisions about a relationship
In the
or
first 3 months.
about sex until
Mhm.
you've been seeing each other for 3 or 6 or 9 months. Like, don't make no decisions about anything,
Mhm.
right? It's safer to stick with the 6 or 9 months before you start seriously considering like really big decisions,
I
like
agree.
like having sex with somebody, right?
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
like
oh, I thought you meant like the really big decisions, like, like the settling down or moving in together or deciding like if we gonna be, you know. Yeah, because I feel like it take about that long to like really get to know a person, like you said, like, for them to come out of their mask, for you to start to see their true colors because people hide so much of themselves.
they
You know what
do.
I'm saying? You
Yes, they,
know,
yes, they do.
yeah, like they will just like play pretend for a long time.
That
People be
part.
trying to play pretend and what I mean, trying to like, or trying to be the person that they think you want them to be instead of like being, yeah, like just instead of being themselves. It'd be taking a while.
Yeah. Yeah, it's easy to mask it. Like I always say,
Yeah.
the snake will always show the skin. Like it's only so long you can cover or mask up something, mask who you are.
Right.
Like especially like in the beginning, it's like, oh, I'm gonna try to be everything that you want me to be, or the vision that you see for me. Put on this facade, and then like
Mhm.
after that 3 months or 4 months, then it's like, oh, okay, this is really how you really are. I've
Mhm.
literally had that happen to me like a long, long, long time ago. Like,
Yeah.
and it's funny, like you see like different things and signs, and you get that love is blind mentality, and
Mhm.
you ignore the red flags and ignore the signs. So you're like, oh my god, like they're so handsome, and oh my god, like you know, you got the rose colored glasses on, but the signs
Mhm.
be there, the signs be there, and like they try to like smooth you over, play Mr. Smooth and this, that, and the other.
Mhm.
And but on the other side of that, like you start seeing things. I know for me, I started seeing things. It was like, oh, just so they just so handsome and they so cool or whatever. And honey, within that 3 months, it was like, wow, who the heck am I dating? Who the heck am I dating?
Right.
It was like I
Right.
saw the door, but
Mhm.
it really took like that 3 months for that light bulb to go off. Like, okay, I'm in it now. Now what?
Yeah. Or it'd be certain things that be going on and it's like you start to realize like, you know what, I can't tolerate this. You know
Mm.
what I'm saying? But you be thinking like, all right, what I mean, it may not seem that bad at first, but then like after a while you be like, you know what? No, I can't. I wouldn't be able to deal with, like the way that, what I mean, like for me it'd be like, like somebody's anger. Like once I see like, it's like, what I mean, like if they can't handle their anger, you know what I'm saying? And like, the way that they lose control, you know what I mean? And sometimes it takes some time for people to show those things.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And I think that's a really important thing for women to see with a man.
yeah, yeah. That I was that young, like 20-year-old and stuff that ignored a lot of stuff, ignored a lot of stuff. Things that
Mhm.
I shouldn't have ignored. Um, not respecting like the 90-day rule and stuff, but being young
Mhm.
and naive and not even really knowing what that was, and then getting
Right.
like so hooked and involved, and it's like, oh my god, it's like now, you really feel like you're in love with this person and stuff, and that's when they
Mhm.
really like get a hold. They're like, okay, okay, I got you now, type of thing,
Mhm.
and I feel like it was harder for me after like that 3 or 4 months to really like pull myself out of a relationship because I poured a lot in it in the beginning.
Right. It's like you be already done invested, you
Already
know.
invested. Already invested.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they have what they call like the men's first love theory. Um,
Mm.
yeah, their first love theory. That means the idea that men don't get over their first love. Men do
Yeah.
not get over their first love. And
Uh,
I've experienced that. I've experienced that being with um guys that was really in love with somebody, and then they get with me, and it's like, you know, wow, like my ex is my ex. I'm like, well, why don't you go back with your ex? Why don't
yeah,
you go
how
back with
about
your ex? You know what I'm saying?
that?
Like you still reminiscing and fantasizing about your ex and all the beautiful moments you had. Well, go back with your ex. You
Yeah.
know, and they said like man, sometimes when they had their first love, it makes it really hard for them to like really. like fully invest in the next
Mhm.
relationship. Take a while for them to fully invest. Yep.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah. Like I said, sometimes that letting go in relationships can be tough.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
And they were saying like, why is 3 months the hardest in a relationship? Like, why is 3 months the
Hmm.
hardest relationship? Whew.
Why they say?
That was the question. So they said the initial 3 months of a relationship are all about the excitement and getting to know
Yeah.
each other. But during
Mhm.
the period, like you're exploring each other's interests, their hobbies, their values, and their quirks during that 3 months.
Mhm.
But this is the phase where you assess whether there's a strong initial attraction or it's a compatibility. I totally agree with that.
Mm.
I totally agree with
Uh-huh.
that. Whether or not, it's like, okay, are we really compatible, or are we just like going through the motions? Is just the excitement or the attractions? Like, is this really going to go any further within the next 6 months or something like that?
And and that's the thing though too. Sometimes, because like it's like you be having a person like they interviewing. What I mean, you got them under investigation. That's when you asking a million questions and stuff. What I mean, and then sometimes it's like that. That can wear off.
Mhm.
Though too. It's like especially it's like you get past all of that, and now it's
Right,
like all right. What I mean, like what other things do we have in common and stuff and.
right.
Yeah, relationships is a very interesting thing.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
It is. Because that goes
Mhm.
back to like how Steve Harvey had the 90-day rule. So
Yeah.
I think when I finally became awakened about it,
Mhm.
when I like read his book called Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, that
Mhm.
that book is so deep. Like coming
Yeah.
from a man's perspective, it was like he really dives deep into it, like how men actually think and what
Mhm.
about like women and stuff, and how they go into relationships when they meet women and things, and
Yeah.
how a man, like sometimes like a man can like really like lose respect or not give you their all if you're giving up too much too soon. if
True.
if you're putting all your eggs in one basket, like you're not giving the guy a chance to show you who he really is and stuff. So
Mhm.
like if you ever had the opportunity, read that book, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, because they actually came out with a movie about it, right? And
Mhm.
it's so relatable. It's so relatable. Like, women don't be thinking like how a man would think. Sometimes you gotta step back and say, all right, like how is he really thinking, or how's he really feeling? Is he really showing me what I need to see? Am I doing too much?
Mhm.
Stuff like that. Right. It really made me think. I think that's when I had my woke moment. Like, wow, like men really be thinking that way. Men really be approaching you like that. And like
Mhm.
if you're not giving him the chance to show you who he is, he ain't gonna show you.
Right.
If you're going through stuff too soon, right?
Yes.
Yeah. He said like, it might seem like a long time like to go without sex with the guy for 90 days, but it said it's like, it gives you enough time to like you know, learn about him and stuff, right?
Right. Yeah. And you definitely, like I said, you definitely want to take that time.
Just you want to take the time. Just want to take the time, right?
Mhm. Yeah,
Okay.
because people be playing games.
They do play games. They do play games, and they want to see like how fast or how soon they can get with you and stuff. Like what can they say or what can they do to get what they want out of you? It's really
Mhm.
not challenging them to really take you serious if you're like willing to move in so fast with them. You know, and
Mhm.
like I said, guys be really like really playing that game, really playing that game. Like, oh
Mhm.
man, like she playing like white fish, she playing like my boo already. I ain't even
Mhm.
done that. Like I ain't even took her nowhere. I ain't even bought her nowhere, bought her anything.
Mhm.
They really
Yeah,
play
so I
the game.
think it's definitely important to not be thirsty, what I'm
Right,
saying, as a woman, what I mean? But, I mean, or as a guy, what I mean, too. But, like, a 90-day rule is really for the females, what I'm
right,
saying? It's for the ladies.
right,
Um,
right.
but like I said, and I've known many a guys that they will. It'd be like, okay, I got this one who I'm taking my time with, the one that they really like. but they
Right.
still be seeing 5 other women. You know
Yup.
what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yup.
And you don't know about these 5 other women. You know what I'm saying? Like, they should still be, you know, and stuff. You know what I mean? So it's just I don't know. You know what I'm
That
saying? You know what I mean? And because like because I feel like that, I don't know, it's like when when you in tune with yourself and you know that that type of stuff is going on, you know what I mean? It's like,
mhm.
you know what I mean, that it's just yeah, it just makes things to get kind of weird. So then it's like, you might not even want to give that energy to him because he's giving his energy to other places.
Right. Right. Right.
You
Right.
know.
Exactly. Exactly. That's why it's definitely. I think it's definitely important that you like step back, like give it time to like
Mhm.
see where it's going. Like, are they really playing games? Are they really serious? Like make them put in that work. Make them put in that work. Right.
Yeah, yeah, but it is important, like you said, take your time with people. If you're serious,
If you're
you
serious.
know, yeah, like if you're trying to be serious about someone.
Right, right. Yeah,
Mhm.
but sometimes like you said, it could be that thing. All right, well, I know it is what it is. We're just gonna have fun, and we're gonna
Mhm.
go our separate ways. So I guess it depends on what you're expecting out of it, right? So
Mhm.
and they said like how many dates until a kiss? Like when should you actually kiss? I mean,
Mhm.
yeah, right. They said like you can kiss on whatever date you feel comfortable, right?
Mhm.
That's right. But they said many people wait until the end of their first, their second, or their third date. That gives
Yeah.
you time to know each other. But they said gauge your date's interest before planning one to make sure they're receptive to the kiss because you might be
Mhm.
ready and they might not be.
Right.
You know. Hello, hello. Thank you for coming in.
Right.
Like, it's just like that. You think like how sometimes the guy may be wanting to kiss you. You might not be ready for it. Like you still
Yeah,
like.
then you just turn your cheek and just give a little cheek instead of lips.
Right, right, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
but
And
so
I think it's good to say up front, you know what I'm saying, too, to let a person know, you know what I'm saying, because they might, like I said, they come in for a kiss and then get some cheek and, it might be might be thinking like, oh, is she not really into me or something, you know what I mean, and stuff. So I think it's good to even, let them know up front, like that what you're looking for, if you're looking for something
right,
long term.
right, 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 right,
Yeah.
right, right. Yeah, because like, no, I'm not gonna kiss you on the first or second. Just want to take
Mhm.
my time or whatever. Because sometimes that could send mixed signals or something,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
But and now they have like that. Does the no contact rule mean that it's over? Like, does it mean that it's over if you do like the no contact? Does it actually mean that it's over with someone?
Um you mean like when you like first start seeing a person?
Right. So say you give your time to like back up and focus on whether or not you want to, really pursue this person or not. And you say, no, I'm going to back up and just focus on myself without contacting them. Like,
Well,
do you?
yeah. I mean, I think that that's enough time for somebody to move on.
Hmm.
I'm saying like yeah, like if it's just like, it's no contact, what I mean, is I don't know, then it's like then go ahead and just take that time for yourself. It sounds like you're not in the position right now to pursue a relationship, you know what I mean? Or, to see, you know what I'm saying, to like engage in a relationship.
Right.
It's like, what I mean, if you're just taking that time, out for yourself, which is absolutely fine to do.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. But if it's like, what I mean, I don't know. I mean, if it's somebody that's like already a friend or something, but it's like if it's somebody that you're like recently meeting,
Hmm.
um, and all right, so I remember like years ago, and like there's this guy, and I remember like we started dating, and and things were good and stuff, but then like what's that? He had kind of well, I didn't find this out. I feel like he had ghosted me for like 2 whole weeks
Mm,
or something.
mm,
And
mm.
2 weeks is really not a long time, but it was long enough for me to, feel ghosted when he finally came back around, like, oh, this was going on, that was going on. I was like, oh, okay, what I mean? For me, I
Okay.
had already like shut that door. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? I really did. It was like I just kind of shut the door and it just wasn't. he just couldn't. I don't know. I just like left it alone. What I mean? So he came back explaining. It was just too late. What I
Right.
mean? Yeah,
Right.
it was like, all right, like that was 2 whole weeks. What I mean? But that was the second time a situation like that had happened to me. The first time, like I said, I was, really young, um, my early 20s, and it was like this guy. He was like kind of torn between like me and an ex. And I remember being like, all right, well, like, what I mean, well, like I backed off, what I mean, like, okay, it sounded like you got some unresolved stuff going on. And
Right.
then he tried to come back, it was like maybe like a month and a half later or
Mm-hmm.
something. And it was just like, all right, like I'm talking to somebody else now, it's like, all right. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, was I supposed to like sit around waiting for you? He came asking me like, "Oh, what you can't find my number?" It's like, no, I got your number. I wasn't calling you, just like you wasn't calling me. You
Right.
know? Yeah. Um. So I don't know. It's like, what I mean, consistency. What I mean, it's just it can be something. And when the things are inconsistent, what I mean,
Mm-hmm.
and you feel like, okay, like, why am I wasting my time? You start to
Right.
feel like you're wasting your time.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, because I mean they did that catch 22. Like after a while, you don't hear from 'em, it's like, okay, well I guess that means it's over. But like there
Yeah,
ain't no more
like I
commitment.
said, like 2 weeks for me, I was like, "Oh, okay, well," it's like, "Alright, I gave you a couple good mornings and some good afternoons and a couple of good evenings, and I ain't
And
heard back." I was like,
okay,
"Okay,
okay,
yeah."
okay, okay. Yes, yes,
So
yep, yep. That's why they have like what they call like the 90-day test, like in a relationship. Like it's like that 90-day trial period, like where they test it out, to see like if they're compatible, like they learn each other's likes, their dislikes, the possible
mhm.
red flags. And then like at the end of it, they discuss if they want to pursue a long-term relationship. So for me, it's the red flags. Like the red flags be real, and I talk about it a
Yeah,
lot. That's something you should really be looking for, especially
you
like when that
should.
first 90 days of relationship. Like if things ain't right, it will show up. It will show up. Sometimes it
Right.
shows up earlier than other times. But like now, like as I got older and like being in a relationship, marriage and everything is like I wish I knew a lot of like now. Wish I knew a lot then that I know now because I probably would have
Mhm.
saved myself a lot of grief and a lot of heartache.
How
You
about
know,
that?
looking at
Yeah.
for the looking at them red flags like right away, and not,
Mhm.
not ignoring them and taking them like so lightly and stuff, right? Because a lot of
Yeah.
times red flags like will really pop up within that first 3 months of like dating somebody,
Mhm.
in a relationship with somebody. So
Yeah.
yeah, and they said that should be the time where you really be testing it out. Like, no, I can't see myself moving any further. I can't see myself moving any further. That I think
Yeah.
probably the time that we should like go our separate ways. But I feel like that when you get to that into it for like that 3 or 4 months, and you start to really like build that connection with somebody, I feel like it's sometimes it get hard to really
Oh,
just like
yeah,
break it
yeah.
off, you know?
Exactly, because it's like once you've already been, like, intimate and stuff, especially if you've already been intimate several times, and
Right,
then, what I'm saying, to get to that 3 months, or you starting to see stuff, you noticing things, but like say you just already then established such a connection in such a short amount of time,
right.
it makes it really hard to separate.
Yeah,
And so then it'd be like, oh, like you say, you start passing over things or being like, oh, maybe this and maybe that, or trying to get them the benefit of the doubt. But,
yeah,
if there's
yes,
a doubt, then there's no benefit.
yeah, okay, okay,
All
okay.
right.
Yes, yes, yup. That's why they say like the time frame like that you give yourself for the 90 days to see if you want in a relationship. They said give yourself that same 90 days after you break up with somebody, right?
Yeah.
And they say that 90 days is like the magic number. It's
Mm-hmm.
like even like when you enter like into a new relationship, it said it's advised that you allow yourself that 90 days to see the truth in a person. So it
Yeah.
makes sense that 90 days post breakup is like the detox. It makes
Mhm.
sense, right? So if you get to that 90 days, say, no, I don't. think this is going to work, then I don't think that we should go any further. It's like give yourself 90 days to actually detox from that person. Like don't try to reconnect or get back in with that person. So that way you know that you made like the right decision.
Right.
That 90 days, as they said, is important, like in the beginning and after.
Yeah.
And after.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And you know how they had like that show called the 90-Day Fiancés? It's like the question was, do those actually work? Because you don't really get to really know these people, like, and you got 90 days to
Mm-hmm.
to figure it out, and then figure if you're going to marry this person or not. So they're your fiance
Yeah.
90 days, right?
So that's like have you seen what's that? Marriage at First Sight.
Yes, yes,
Yeah, like
yes,
I love
yes.
that show. And these people, like I said, so they be like behind this thing. So they what's that? Like they be talking on opposite sides. They're in these separate pods. And then as
Yeah.
soon as they propose and everything. And so when they first, they see each other, what's that? And I think they move in together, something like that. Stuff. Well, they finally see each other and they get married and then
Mm-hmm.
move in together. And I think they have like so many weeks or something like that to decide if they're going to stay married or actually get a divorce.
Yeah, I
You know
think
what I
that's
mean?
the 90 days. I think they
No,
give you
it
like
don't even be 90
it don't be
days.
90 days,
It's
child.
not, no, it'd be like, I think they have like 6 weeks or something, six or, you know what I mean? Like, but they be already moving in together. You know what
Yes,
I'm
yes,
saying?
yes. And
Yeah,
it's like you
so
have no time to like really date this person. Like you married him, now y'all figuring it out. That's what.
yeah. And so a lot of times, it's like, like they go on this honeymoon, like as soon as they meet each other and stuff. And so sometimes it's like sometimes you see those ones like, when they go on that initial honeymoon, like right after meeting each other, some of them it's like they get right into the intimacy. You know what
That
I'm
part.
saying? Most of them don't wait at all. They be like, oh,
That
well, we're married now. So like, let's just go
part.
for
I
it,
just met you yesterday, but we're married. What?
Yes, yes, even though they don't actually like know each other because it's like, that'd be their first time meeting this person.
Right, right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But a lot of relationships be lasting.
that be the crazy
Like,
part to me.
yeah, a lot
That
of relationships be
be
lasting.
really
You know what I'm
lasting.
saying? Yeah, but they be having that time in the pods of not seeing each other, only talking. Like, you know what I mean? So they only just like talking, it'd be like, oh, they be talking about how they fell in love through the pods. And I think that'd be like a week or so. You know what I
Mm,
mean? Like just a week and then get married after that. Married at first
mm.
sight.
Yes. Yeah, I love
Yeah.
Married at First Sight. I do. It would just be crazy because sometimes it works and sometimes it does not.
And sometimes
Because
it don't. I
a
be
lot of
like, some
people
of them
go
folks just want
into
to
it.
be on TV.
I know, yeah. A lot of people go into it like, I don't know you. Like, it's like, but you went and married a stranger. You literally went and married a
Right.
stranger. Okay. So now you marry them and now you want to fall back and say, okay, now I got to get to know you. Mm,
Mm-hmm.
really? Like,
Right. Right.
that you
Yeah.
want to probably know them before you marry them. So I feel like if you're going that far, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
why stop at anything else at this point? Because you already
Yeah.
made the ultimate step. That ultimate step usually comes after the 90 days and get to know the person and, figuring
Mm-hmm.
out whether or not you want to be with this person. All that stuff usually come before that step. So that's why it
Mm-hmm.
be tripping me out when people get to that point and then pause and say, I don't want to kiss you because I'm trying to get to know you. And all. I'll be like, you be doing too much. You're doing too much. Like,
Uh-huh.
you married this person, it's not waited, you didn't do the traditional thing. So yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. Yeah, but they say like a lot of those like the 90-Day Fiancés, they say they really be going strong. Like not knowing
Yeah.
the person, engaged, they got like 3 months to get married and stuff like that. Like they really be like really making it work, really making it work. So
Yeah. Like you said that, like committing to the commitment.
committing to the commitment, committing to the commitment.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
They have what you call like the 7-year relationship rule.
Mm.
Your relationship rule. So they
Mhm.
said, like, if you've ever heard of that, year 7 is the make it or break it.
Heard of
Which
it a
is
bunch of times. Yeah. Yeah. Matter of fact, I'm gonna say I have a conversation earlier today, and it came up
really
about that. Yeah.
fun. Yes. So
Yeah.
that this relationship or this marriages, they said that's usually the make it or break it, right?
Yeah,
So they
we're at
said,
our 7 years right now.
yep. You said you may start to get
Yeah.
nervous, like as that 7 year anniversary approaches. They called it the 7 year itch, right?
Yeah.
And is that term that they describe as like feeling restless or
Mhm.
dissatisfied relationship. Like you're like, oh, I've been with you for 7 years, 8 years, and all of a
Mhm.
sudden, like that's they call it the 7 year mark. Like that really happens. Like people get to that mark and then all of a sudden they like, I don't want the relationship anymore. Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That
Yeah.
that that,
Why is
that
that?
that's crazy. So you said y'all literally was about that. Oh, that's why.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, cause On and I, like, we're there. I mean, at that 7 year mark. I mean, but I feel like we're, like, breathing new life. What I'm
Breathing new
saying?
life.
Breathe new life into the relationship. You know. Yeah.
So apparently, if you can get past that 7 years, then okay, it may be something really bad, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cause
Yep.
they said
Instead of letting things break down. Where are you and Charles at? How long y'all been together now?
we're at 10.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, yeah. So, did you notice anything like that when y'all was at 7?
I didn't.
No, yeah, see, how about that?
Didn't.
Yeah,
That's the
it's like
part I did not.
y'all just gloss right over it.
Cross right over it.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Like I didn't.
Mhm.
I did not. I really did not. So I mean, I guess
Yeah.
that's a good thing, though. I guess it's a good.
Yeah, yeah, but my friend I was talking with earlier, it's actually been 14 years,
Okay.
in their relationship. And so it was like, what I mean, like that first 7 and it feeling like the second 7, what I mean,
Mm,
kind of thing. And, yeah, I think that, like say, the relationships, do go through cycles and
yeah.
stuff, what I mean. And I think it's easier when you are aware of these things. What I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, okay, like, all right, like this is happening, so let's handle it. You
Right.
know?
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But if
Mhm.
you get to that point and there's like all these emotions and these feelings coming out, oh boy. Oh boy.
Mhm.
Yeah. Because I didn't even think about the 7 years. I'm glad we skated right on through that. But yeah.
Right.
And they said they have a stage within a 10 month relationship. And
Mm.
she goes through stages, right? I'm like,
Mhm.
what? Wow. But they said they called that the stage one is called the euphoric stage. Euphoric stage
Mhm.
that usually lasts for like 6 to 24 months. The euphoric stage. I guess like y'all still figuring it out or whatever, whatever. Um
Yeah.
then, then they have like this stage two where they call that the early attachment phase that usually starts like within a year, like you're really attached to this person like
Mhm.
12 months to like 60 months, which is like 5 years, and y'all really, really start to get attached. And then they have
Mhm.
like, stage three, they call that the crisis stage. So
Mhm.
y'all been together for 5 to 7 years and people start going into crisis. 5 to 7 years. Like, oh boy. Okay.
Yeah.
And then they said you have stage four where you get that deep attachment phase. Like
Okay.
so after 7 years or plus, like y'all attached at the hip, it's like okay, y'all can't see life without each other. And y'all all in. And it's like, all right, is that make or break it? Like kind of phase. Like you already like y'all attached and you can't see yourself without, being with them and stuff. But then a
Yeah.
lot of times happens too. Like if you're like if you're not married to this person and you just been in a relationship and like y'all might have long term engagement or y'all might been just like girlfriend or boyfriend. I think
Mhm.
I think that's when that awakening moment comes up for a lot of women too. That been
Mm.
with somebody beyond 7 years is like, okay, we're not married. Like what are we doing here? Like I've heard of
Yeah.
breaking up at the eighth and ninth and 10th year. Like I done gave you everything.
Right.
You still ain't put a ring on it. I feel like that's when
Yeah.
women like really start to wake up. And
It definitely I can see it being easy to separate, what I'm saying?
right.
Because, it'd be like, all right, this is, what I mean, we're having these feelings and, what I mean, I said, and if you're not married, and then it's like, all right, well, I think I'm gonna just go ahead and move on, what I'm
Right.
saying, yeah, but it's like, when you're in a marriage and like you said, you got, it's like you're more committed to the commitment, what I
Hmm.
mean? But yeah, when it's not a marriage, then
Yeah,
like, you feel like you can just easily separate.
yeah. But they
Mhm.
said beyond like that 7 plus, like you're deeply attached to this person. It's like, all right, like what are we doing? Like, are we getting married or
Mhm.
not? Something like if you're not already married and stuff. So
Mhm.
that's when they be getting tricky. But like it happens a lot. Like I recently heard a story about this couple. She's like, I gave this dude 8 years. I've been talking about wanting to get married, and he ain't
Mhm.
thinking about it and stuff like that. So now I'm done. I'm done. I'm like, for me,
Wow.
getting that far without
Yeah,
a
yeah,
real
but yep,
commitment,
but so yeah, if he would have married her, then
right?
she'd be sticking around.
Would have stick around. Yup.
Mhm.
I'm like, like I can't let it get that far into it. Like you said, that deep attachment does come in
Mhm.
after so many years. You're really attached to that person. Then I feel like that you'll get torn and stuck. Like, okay, I really love this person. I'm really attached to this person. I can't imagine being without them, but I'm not getting what I want out of it. My needs
Mhm.
are not getting met. I want to be married or something like that. Like you might want more from it. And I think that's when the struggle probably really comes in, you
Yeah.
know? Because it's like, okay, do I finally give it up, or do I stay longer in something knowing that I'm not getting fulfilled, So
Mhm.
I feel like that could be tough. That's why, like for me, it was like after a few years, if I give you my time and you ain't got a ring on it, it's time to go.
Mhm.
Go, because I'm
Yeah.
not wasting any more of my time. I don't want to move further into a relationship and I'm not getting fulfilled, or I'm not getting that commitment that I really want. So
Mhm.
save myself all the drama and this extra stress.
Right.
um, they had something going around on TikTok called the orange pill theory. You ever heard of that?
No.
The orange pill, like they always coming up with something, right? Always coming up with something
Mhm.
called the orange pill theory. So according to that, like a person can test their partner's love. Like so, if you ask them to do something simple like peel an orange for you, and if the partner agrees to it, that means that they really love you. I'm like,
Oh my gosh. I'm like, I'm like, he does things like that for me so easily. You know what I mean? If I be like, babe, he feel, oh yeah, baby, I got you. You know, baby, can you give me some water? Let me get that. I'll be right back. You know what I mean? Make me some tea. What kind you want? He's a sweetheart. You know what I mean? Yeah. I haven't had to go through anything like that. Yeah. So I'm like, that's too easy.
right?
Orange peel, that's too easy.
An orange peel. I'm like, really? That's the best y'all can come up with to prove somebody
Right.
loves you. I peel oranges for my students. Like, come on. I'm crazy.
Yeah.
You
I think
you
if
peel oranges
he
for your
must be like,
kids.
that's it. That's all you want?
That's
Me
all you
peel
want.
orange for you? Sure. I'll
Oranges.
peel
I
3.
do it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
like, like, no, honey, no, y'all need a little bit more than that. But yeah, but that's extra
Yeah.
on TikTok to prove somebody loves you. I'm like, I am cracking up.
Uh-huh.
But they
That's
said like
funny.
they said who falls in love faster, men or women? What do you think?
Whoa.
Who falls in love faster?
That's a tough one. You know, I wanna say women. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
I wanna say women. Um, but I really be thinking that it be men. You know what I'm saying? I think that once they like when they what I mean, like when they really tap in and they decide like, well, all right, well you said faster.
Yeah, who falls in love faster? Who falls in love faster?
It's hard. I don't
Just,
know. Because
so
you know
let's
what? Because I'll be thinking like, there's been times where, what I mean, where I thought it, what I mean, but like I said, it really was just like the rose colored glasses, but it was just like, oh my God, what I mean? I was just enamored, what I mean, with a person though, what I mean, and just thinking that, what I'm saying, but it wasn't like real true love, you know what
love.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so it's hard to say, you know.
Well, they say
Yeah.
as suspected, men do.
Oh, okay, so I was right. You know?
Men do. Men do. They
Yeah.
say they said on average, reporting that they having falling in love faster in most of their
Mm,
relationships than women have. They said
yeah.
they also anticipate that they will fall in love faster in the future than women will too. So it's a
Mm,
real thing. Like men fall in love faster, and I it's so much truth to that for me. There's so much truth to
mhm.
that because
Yeah.
I've been in relationships where men say I love you first or show
Yeah.
it, and I'll be like I might have been feeling it, but I'm about to have to show you or tell you or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, I can really remember like with like your brother in law. The first time he said I love you, I'm like, wait a minute, what? What?
Mhm.
Like I'm like, you in love? You know?
Yeah.
Yes, they do. They said they really fall in love faster, right?
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, and they said like what are men firstly attracted to? Like what are men attracted to when they first meet
I
you, right?
I be thinking that men, what I mean, fall in love with their eyes. So I feel like, what I mean, like they see you and they see that you pretty or you got a nice body and stuff and what I'm saying? So it just seemed like they just be like, like, oh, she's so beautiful and what I mean, so I don't know. So I be feeling like that's what, it be taking me a moment to like feel, what I mean, see like, okay, like, is he for real? Like I'm
Right?
always like, is he for real?
Is he for
You know
real?
what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah. What I'm saying? What I mean? Because it'd be like, you know, yeah, what I mean? What I mean? Like, like, like that'd be one of the first things that I'll be hearing them saying is like, oh, you're so beautiful. And it'd be like, all right, like, okay, like, do you see anything else? You know what I'm saying? But it'd be like, well, of course,
Right.
I mean, is this, what I mean, and, it'd be like, my talents or my body is like this or whatever and stuff. So I do be feeling like relationships can be a little tough, what I mean, on that aspect because it seems like it's just with the eyes first. But
Right.
then it'd be like, well, yeah, of course I felt something, but I'm a man, so
Exactly. So we had a response in the chat. Someone said, "Thank you for coming in, Gato Planet." They said the eyes first, personality second, and intelligence third. I like that. So
Mhm.
let's see what the
Man,
expert
I'm gonna
actually
say,
says about that.
even when they try to act like, oh, it's about the intelligence and all that stuff or whatever, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? It be seeming like that's just like you just trying to tell me what I want to hear now. You know what I'm saying? Because I see how you looking at my face. Well, like you said, the eyes, what I mean, or like, they be getting drawn in by the smile or something, you know. So I
Yes.
don't know.
So they said the experts say that although for any man, the primary attraction has a lot to do with the way the woman looks,
Look.
right?
Mhm.
And it is equally important for him to be able to conversate with her on an intellectual level, right?
Yes, but see, that's how you getting past them first few months. You know what I'm saying? What I mean? They gotta get past the beauty and
Right.
then, what I'm
Yes.
saying, to see like, okay, is there a real connection here?
Yep. Get to know you on the real connection, intellectual level. And they said
Mhm.
being with a woman who truly appreciates what a man has to say and values him for that is something that God is really looking for. So
Right.
they looking to see if you're interested in what they got going on, what they got to say and something. But
Mhm.
the same way they be looking for something intellectually in a woman is like, okay, you have to be intellectual yourself. Like I know for me, like don't be no
Mhm.
dodo bird talking all crazy.
Exactly.
It's like
Yes. Thinking all you got to do is be beautiful, because that is not enough.
yeah, it's not enough. It's not enough. The
Not
same
at all.
way that beauty is not enough for women. Beautiful women get dogged out all the time.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and just
Cheated
like a
on,
beautiful man,
cheated.
like, what I mean, all that them looks, what I'm saying, like what you might be attracted to, what I mean, initially something like that. You see a person, but then you can sit down that same day and talk to them and see that they mind ain't right.
And see their mind.
So
Exactly. Exactly.
yeah.
Yep, yep. Like I said, that it's sometimes it's more than just looks and beauty, right? Has
Right.
something intellectually going on. Has something going on for you. Beauty
Mhm.
and looks only gonna get you but so far. Only gonna get you
Mhm.
so far. And that was the thing I always told the girls. Like, listen, I was like, it's one thing to be beautiful, but guys like beauty and brains too. Because I
Exactly.
said beautiful women get screwed over a lot, all the
All
time.
the time.
especially when a guy get finished, using you for your beauty, and you have
Mhm.
no, it's like, okay, I got what I want. You
Exactly.
know,
Mhm.
there's nothing else there but a good looking face or a good looking body. That's it. You know.
Mhm.
So yeah. Um.
Mhm.
So they like when you get into like these relationships, they said they have like what they call like that 3 month itch. Hello,
Mhm.
Nora. Thank you for coming in. The 3 month itch. Like
Mhm.
so, they said it's a trend called the 3 month itch. Like when
Mhm.
a couple have been dating for about 3 months, and suddenly one of them decides that they either want to exit the relationship or they
Mhm.
want to more things from casual to a commitment. So it's
Mhm.
like you try to figure it out in that 3 months, and one I'm like, no, I want more. I want more. Either I'm ready to go or I want more. You
How
know,
about that? Mhm.
and it happens. It's like which end does it happen on? Because I feel like that a lot of times it happens with the men be like, all right, I done got what I wanted out of it within this first 3 months. Now I'm ready to keep.
Mhm.
It happens a lot. It happens a lot. And
Yes.
usually the women might be like, okay, but I love you. I want us to this to blossom, and I'm hoping for the ring one day or something like that. And the guy over it, he's
Mhm.
not really want it out in these first 3 months.
Yep. Yep. He feeling like what? I ain't
Yep,
ready for all of that.
ready for all that. They call that
Mhm.
the 3 month itch.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yep, and I feel like that a lot of times, like especially down at this time of year with the winter happening,
Mhm.
this is when people be like they be trying to get booed up, have somebody to go and get cozy with during the winter. And then by the time like Valentine's stuff happened, then it's like, okay, I'm done. I'm done.
Mhm.
I booed up with
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah, people, he said, definitely. And that's what I was saying, some guys just like waiting a woman out. Too,
Like,
just like waiting out the 3 months. And sometimes, just to go ahead and get with her and then take it to like, 6 months or so, but still just not even be serious.
yeah, yeah.
Relationships, dating is tough. I'm glad
It
that I'm not in
is.
that pool anymore.
It is. It's like the game people play. We
The
said he
games people
was having
play.
yes.
You know, yeah, yeah. For me, it used to be like I have a few like 2 year relationships. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And it'd be like, like I feel like once I will finally get to that 2 years, and it seemed
Mhm.
like that's when I'm finally making that decision. Like, all right, like, can I marry this person? Do I want to? And then I find myself being the one that pulls out.
Right.
Of the relationship. Just thinking like, oh, all right, I've done 2 years with this person. Can I do 10 years with them? And feeling like, no, I don't want to do 10 years with this person. I wouldn't be able to deal with this for 10 years. And I used to feel like I should have been able to pick up on that sooner instead of it going 2 whole years. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Wishing it at, okay, all right, maybe at, 3 months or 6 months or, just sooner, you
Yeah.
know and
Right.
stuff, but it's like, but I've had great relationships though too. It's not like these people are bad people or anything.
Yeah.
So and I feel like that's what kept it going in the first place. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? But it'd be like what happens when, or what gets there, you know what I'm saying, to be like, okay, you know what, this isn't gonna be long lasting like I thought. You know what I mean? I
Right.
don't know. It's like, I think, maybe like, it'd be like, because people change, we do change, we like, we are like, those butterflies and, caterpillars and stuff. And we change and we transform multiple times,
You
you
do.
know,
Yes, you do.
too.
You
What
do.
I'm saying? As we learning and growing and, like we even do it with jobs and stuff too. Like you think you're going to be this and you go to school for that and then be like, never mind. What I'm saying? I think I'm gonna do this, and stuff,
Oh my God. Oh my goodness. I can think of everything
Mhm.
for it, and I was like, I ain't doing half of it. But anyway, that's a
Right.
whole other conversation. But yeah, so somebody in the chat was saying they remember having an intellectual conversation with an ex, and she didn't like what they were saying. And months after that, they broke up. She said he was right. Oh, okay, okay,
Uh-huh.
good.
Yeah, it took her
Good.
some time to digest that conversation.
That's the conversation. Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
And definitely happened. But yeah. So, but they said that 3 month itch though. Am I going to stay in it or I want to keep going, keep moving out? And
Yeah, yeah.
But they said like what is the toughest year of a relationship? What is the
Mm.
toughest year is?
I don't know. I mean, I guess I was thinking maybe like, once you get over that like initial honeymoon period or something. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because, I think that sometimes like, when it's two people that even when they like committed and they really want it to work and stuff, you know what I mean? And then like you said, like, the more and more that we show our true colors, the more that the masks come off. You know what I mean? Because I think that, early on, even when it's somebody that you wanted to work with, you know what I mean? It's like sometimes people be compromising themselves. That's why I try to be as authentic as possible. I want you to see all my crazy. I want you to hear all
Absolutely.
my stories. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying? You know what I mean? So that you see fully what you're getting yourself into.
That part. That part. That part.
You know what
Be
I'm
be
saying?
be very transparent. Be like,
Yeah.
that be my whole thing. I'm like, either you're gonna like me or you don't. You know what I mean?
Yes.
What you see is what you get. Okay.
Exactly. So it's like love me or leave me alone.
You make a decision whether or not you can deal. Okay, with everything
Right.
that comes along with it. Okay, that part. Like
Yes.
it's
I want to
better to
tell
be
you all my traumas. Come and
right.
hear
Right.
it.
Right. It's
And tell
better.
me all of yours. Like I know we have a lot to unpack. Like let's get this done. Let it be known.
Yes, yes. Be your true authentic self. Be your true authentic
Right.
self. Because if you're not
Yeah.
being true and authentic in the beginning, eventually your true self is going to come out. So it's like, why
Right.
prolong
Right.
it and put and wait months down the line, years down the line? Because eventually you can only keep up a facade for so long. You can only
Exactly. And then you got people trying to figure out what they really dealing with. Like just let it, yeah, just be upfront. You
be
know what I'm saying?
upfront.
If this person really cares about you and
Yep.
you know what I'm saying, feel like that they can, what I'm saying, be with you as you processing this stuff and even help be a part of your healing and
Yes.
stuff,
Yep.
you know what I mean? Then that's
Yep.
something to hold on to. But you know what I mean? Yeah, but it's good, you know what I mean? Sometimes, we think that we can help a person and stuff too, or you know what I mean, or be with them even with their traumas, and then you realize like, look, this is too much work. You know what
Child.
I'm saying? You might realize it's too much work because
Child. Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm. That's funny. It's like it's how they be like you be like can't be kept to save or try to save
exactly, exactly. You might be like, all
hard.
right, look, this is too much. You know what I'm saying? You got your own shit. You know what I mean? That you're trying to work through and trying to help somebody else work through their stuff. Yeah, it just be
Child.
like, look, you got too much trauma for me, and it's like, you know
Yeah,
what I mean? You might be like, look, and it may not be, it's not like they a bad person or whatever like that, you know what I mean? But like you said, it's you got to fill your own cup first.
that part. That part.
Yeah,
That part. Yeah. I like
yeah,
I'm quick to say now this is beyond the scope of my expertise.
yeah, that part.
Know what I
Yes.
mean? Like sometimes you be trying to save somebody and help them through stuff. And if you're not equipped to do that, then it doesn't work. It does not work.
Right,
I
right.
learned that years ago, like being with someone that had a lot of demons, a lot of childhood,
Mhm.
and it was like nothing I did, nothing I said helped this person. You know,
Right, and you just
it was
end up
something
exhausting yourself.
right. Exactly, exactly. It's hard.
Mhm.
Yes, yes. Yeah, but
Yeah.
they said the toughest years are usually the fifth through the eighth year. You can get very rough
Mm.
in a relationship. Like I said, not only like you get that 7 year itch, like it says like it's no telling like how long you can drag that relationship on within that period. They said that's when you start seeing like more arguments about like finances and like debt and stuff
Mhm.
take over during that time. And they said that despite getting fully accustomed to each other, you start feeling like they don't know each other anymore during that time period. Like
Mm.
I have been with them all this time, but they said when you get to that 5 to 8 year mark, like sometimes things start getting a little tricky. You know, it's
Yeah.
very interesting, which is very interesting because
It
you hear
is.
stuff like people start breaking up around that time, but and and some people make it through. They're hung.
Mhm.
But they said
Yeah, I guess it's
that's
like a moment of like, relationship like discovery or something. Like
yeah,
instead of a moment of discovery, it's like, all right, like let's really examine, this relationship, you know what I mean? And like you said, is this something that you want to continue?
right.
I remember meeting this woman, who had She divorced from her husband after 35 years of marriage.
I
And I
know you
remember I
was
used to
telling me
always
that.
think that was the strangest thing when people be like, "Oh yeah, well, what I mean, like just separating from a person after so many years being together." And it
Yes,
used to confuse me, you know what I
yes.
mean? But what I realized was that they wanted to divorce a long time ago, but kept giving
Mm,
in and kept, sticking around, sticking through, or staying, you know what I mean, maybe either for the children or, because like you said, they just trying to commit to the commitment, but even
to the
though they
commitments.
didn't really want it, you know what I'm saying, and
Right,
really have been wanting it to let it go for years,
right,
you know.
right.
So, I don't know. I mean, I think it is something to, what I mean, like just being true to yourself, you know what I mean, at the same time too. You know
Yes,
what I mean? And if you're not feeling something, you know what I'm saying, knowing when to let go.
right, right. And they
Mhm.
said like why do guys usually break up after 3 months of being with somebody?
Especially after they done had it and then they decide they want to go ahead and try something else.
That
You know what I
part.
mean? Yeah.
And, and guys usually want to break up after 3 months, but why do they? And they said
Wow.
um like they reported like 68% of people in relationships said after three break up after 3 months because the one partner wasn't ready to commit.
Mhm.
Mm,
So it's usually like if the guy isn't ready to commit.
mm, yeah. And
Mhm.
they said like around half of the men and 38% of women reported that acted impulsively in the early days, then reflecting of their actions later. Like, they realize after 3 months don't want to be together. But normally it's the guy, like 68% of the guys.
Does age have something to do with it?
No,
No.
it's just between men and women. But it's
Yeah.
like they I guess it was more like the lust of it in the beginning
Yes.
for the men.
Yeah.
So after 3 months, like the novelty has worn off. The lust
Yeah.
has,
How about that?
they've gotten all they feel
Uh-huh.
like they can get out of it. And they be the first ones want to break up after 3 months.
Yeah, well, that's why, like you said, that's why it's important to take your time and not just like go full force into things, you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And be all like, talking about you all in love and everything and stuff like that in just a couple months.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly.
because people be changing their mind.
Change your mind. That's why that 90-day rule, I think it has a lot of substance to it. Like it's better to like wait it out before you like really dive all into it, right? But
Yeah,
that can be tricky because like it all depends. But you never know what's the
yeah.
outcome like when you do that.
Yeah,
Um,
because it's like things could go either way, you know what I'm saying? Like I mean, like I said, I know guys, they be like, look, like if they not happening in a couple weeks, they think that you don't like them.
right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right, right.
Mhm.
But then that's when you really need to have that conversation up front, like with your morals and your values are, like
Right.
what you expect from this, like how you moving, and see, let them tell you how they feel. Like, okay, can they rock with it or can they not? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. It's
Don't
like,
waste
what are you
my
looking
time.
for? You know what I mean?
Right,
Because some guys will tell you, like, you know what I mean? They'll be like, oh, I just want to see where things go.
right,
What?
right. What?
Like, what does that even mean?
Red flag,
You know
red
what I'm
flag. Be
saying?
like,
Be
oh,
like,
just looking for a good time. You want something to pass the time in the moment. And if that's not what you're
uh-huh.
looking for, it's like, okay, well, this ain't gonna work out.
Exactly. Exactly. And then some people will tell you, like, all right, well, I mean, I am looking for it, I'm looking for a commitment. I'm open to
Right,
that or something. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Yeah. So it's like definitely, good to have them conversations.
It's
Hey,
good to have this
President Bert.
hello for them are yeah, I've
Mhm.
had conversations in the past, like to
Yeah.
figure out where the guy's head is. It was like, no, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. I want to just wait things out, see where it go. And I've had guys
Mhm.
really tell me up front, like, well, I just want to have fun. I'm just looking to have a good time. I'm not looking for a commitment or a relationship. I just got out of a relationship. I'm just looking for somebody to have fun with. Okay, well, I'm not that person.
Right.
I'm
Have a
not.
nice day.
I'm not that. So it's not
Yes,
it's not gonna work out. It's no need for us to have any more dates. Okay.
exactly.
Thank you for being upfront. Thank you for
Yeah,
being
be like, I'm
upfront.
not your meantime. You're in the meantime, girl.
Right. That's right. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, like, thank you. I appreciate your honesty, but I don't see us going any further. I don't see us getting
Uh-huh.
right. Go find that fun girl that you're looking for because I'm not it. Right?
Yeah.
and they have what they call like the 30, the 60, and the 90 day rule. A
Mhm.
30, a 60, and a 90 day rule,
I
right?
hate the rules.
So
What's the
so
30?
far so far as the 30 day rule, they
Mhm.
said wait 30 days before you have a nightcap at somebody's house.
Okay.
30 days before you have a nightcap, like before you even like go over, like I'm gonna just hang out with
Yeah,
you.
before you spend the night.
Right, right. Yeah, but they
Yeah.
said 60 days before you even spend the night.
Okay.
60 days. So the
Mhm.
nightcap part is like, all right, I'm gonna go over, we're gonna hang out, chill, boo up for a little bit, then go home. They said wait 30 days before you even do that.
Mhm.
Which it
Yeah, I
happens
can
a
see
lot. Like
that.
you invite people over, y'all hanging out and stuff like that. They say you should wait 30 days before you do that part. And then
Yeah.
before you even like spend the night with them or something like that. Decide
Mhm.
you want to have a sleepover, have them stay the night or you stay the night over their house.
Right.
They said wait
Yes.
60 days before you even do that part. And then they said
Mhm.
wait like the 90 days before you even intimate with them.
Mhm.
Which is like crazy. I mean, like it makes sense, but
But like
it's
how
like
you spend the night and not be intimate though? Like, you know what I mean?
that part,
They'd be like,
right?
okay, we're on Netflix and chill. But
So
no, I
Netflix is
mean, but yeah, I mean, but I can see that and stuff though. But it's like it definitely is like is you have to be what was I gonna say? What's the word? Good self discipline.
stuff discipline.
Good self discipline, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like you said, being at somebody's house and stuff,
right.
you know what I mean? You in their bed
Yeah.
and things and stuff, but you know what I mean? All right, we just gonna cuddle.
We just go cuddle. Yeah.
We just gonna
Child,
cuddle.
I am crying. Yeah. So they said to avoid expectations, like don't even do a nightcap for at least 30 days just to go hang out with somebody, do the Netflix and chill.
Right,
Don't
yes.
even
Be like,
do a
look, we just
night
on video chat. So
no
like,
video.
yeah, you know what I mean? And so, but and which is easier in these new days and times to just like date over the phone.
Yes. Date over the
You know
phone.
what I'm saying? I think that it's easier, like say, to do like to have these rules if you're
Yes.
not in contact with a person.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Because when you face to face and you know what I mean, and you digging somebody and y'all alone, what? You know what I'm saying? Like it just be like, how do you be like, all right, no, 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 all right, no, all right, it'd be like I gotta go home. I gotta go and be in my house and you be in your place. Let's video. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because we in the same space. And you know what I'm saying? It's like just chemistry be doing what it do.
Chemistry does what it do. It's almost as if, like you said, do the virtual thing for like the first 90 days.
Yes. Yes. Let's just keep it virtual. Then we can get through
Virtual,
3 months here. You know what I'm
but
saying?
there's no
Yes. Let you be
contact.
crying about seeing me. Like, oh, I just need to see you. I bet you do need to see me
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
face to face.
Right?
You
Then
know?
it gives you that getting to know each other period, where y'all can talk
Yes.
to the other mind because y'all not physical. Y'all not in each other's space where y'all can get clouded and things get distorted,
Exactly.
Y'all got no choice but to talk to each other.
Yes. Yeah. So I do think that that's a really good way. Like I said, just keep it virtual. But then what be interesting about that, you know what I mean? It's like, it still be like once you're in front of a person, you know what I mean? It'd be something about their smell, you know what I mean? It's pheromones and all that stuff, you know what I mean? And stuff. So,
Yeah.
all that can make a difference. You could think that you like somebody if it's just,
Mhm.
like virtual, you know what I mean? Like say if you never like actually been face to face, you
Right,
know what I'm saying? Because
right.
then, once you finally see them, is that same chemistry there that you had
Yeah.
online, you
Yes. Yeah.
know?
They literally had
Mhm.
a whole show about that, about couples that were dating virtually. And they
Yeah.
finally got to see each other, be in each other's company. And a lot of
Mhm.
them didn't work out. It was like, okay, we had that
Yeah.
chemistry virtually, but once we got around each other, we didn't gel.
Uh-huh.
It was very
Yeah. Yeah, how about that? You'd be like, "Oh, they sweat don't smell like you thought it was gonna smell or something." It just don't be the same in
yeah,
person.
The breath might be
Yeah.
kicking, and you don't know a virtual or something like that. Yeah,
Mhm. It'd be like that too, like, like, once you smell their breath and everything, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, what I mean? Yeah, because like, if I get close to a person, I can't, what I mean, take how they breath smell. I gotta, what I mean? It's like, like that, like when you breathe somebody breath and you like it, you know what I'm saying? That's something different.
child. Yes, I'm a big breath fatigue person. Like,
Yes.
child,
You know what I'm saying? Something you're gonna be like this in my face.
child, it's wild. But they were
Yeah.
saying like even when you get to that 60-day mark, they said like you know if you get to that intimacy part, that it is okay, but like keep it to a minimum. Like if you want to do the touchy feeling and the kissing and stuff, but don't do this.
Mhm.
Don't get sexual with them because intimacy can
Mhm.
happen in different ways, but that doesn't mean being actually sexual with them. But
Yeah. You have
y'all
to
can
tell
be
them up front. Be like, all
yes.
right, we
Like
only
I'm
gonna do
gonna
second base
kiss you, we
tonight.
gonna
We
hug
only go,
and
you know
cuddle
what I
and
mean?
yes,
Mhm.
yup,
You're like,
yup.
look, you can brush my hair, but that's it.
Yup, you can rub my back, you can give me a massage, all
You
that
know
good stuff.
what I'm saying?
Yup. But they said like waiting 90 days before having sex with a man when you're dating him would challenge him to provide you the best that he can.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I think, it's definitely, it's something to that. It's fun, you know what I mean? It's definitely, like I said, building that intimacy, building the
Yes,
curiosity and
yes,
stuff, you know what I'm
yes,
saying? But yeah, but I think definitely like keeping the distance, you know what I'm
yes.
saying? So that, or like only, maybe like only seeing them in public and stuff, you know what I'm
You're right,
saying? Yeah,
right.
yeah.
To avoid the temptation to stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, hello,
Yeah.
hello for coming in.
Hello.
Yeah, and they said they have like a 3 date rule. 3 date
Mhm.
rule. Okay, not the
I
90
can
day,
feel that.
not the 3 month, the 3 date rule. They
Yes.
said that 3 dates is supposed to be enough time to get to know someone before you sleep with them. 3 dates.
Mhm.
You should know
Yeah.
with
I
them or
can hear
not.
that. I mean, and I think that that's good to like, like you said, to wait that, what I mean, to see that stuff because it's kind of tough to see something in the first date. And it depends on what y'all do in those
Right.
dates too, you know what I mean? Like I think it's good to do something like really active, you know what I mean? Like I hate like, like a first date being like a movie date.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We're not
Right.
getting to know each other. We just
Each
watched a
other,
movie
we
together.
just watch a
You know
movie.
what I'm
Right.
saying? You
Yes. Yeah.
know.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. And even like a dinner, it's like you just sit down, you eat with a person, but it's like to really, what I mean, like, had that talk time and what I mean, or going like I love going to the arcade. I think the
Yeah.
arcade is a great date.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That kind of thing. You know what I mean? Some challenge, some competition and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Go play
Yes.
air hockey. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Or like going skating. Certain
Yep.
stuff. You know what I mean? Where we're like interactive and we're playing, we're having fun, we're laughing. You know what I'm saying? And stuff like that. Um,
Mhm. Yep.
different things, or even like, what I mean, like them long walks in the park, like, what I mean, like that picnic in the park kind of thing. I love that shit.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Or take me on a hike, you know what I'm saying, and prepare some snacks and stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah, you winning me over.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
You know,
See if
yeah.
this person you can vibe with, see how y'all
Mhm.
interact with each other. Like these are ways that you can really know, like, man, I really like hanging out with this person. Like,
Exactly.
I can really know, like you said, like if you're just doing a dinner, you can sit and chat over dinner, and sometimes the conversation may be stimulating, and sometimes you gotta be like, okay, so what did we talk about next? Sometimes like if you really got to
Mhm.
pull the other person, it's like they may not be that person for you. It should come
Right.
organically. Like y'all should really be able to flow and have a lot to
Mhm.
talk about and connect with and stuff. But they said
Yeah.
3 days. That 3 dates is enough time to figure out if
After the third date.
you're compatible with them, right?
Mhm.
And they said they actually did a study about like how people met. Like some
Mhm.
people did dating apps. Like some people like met in a bar. Some people got
Mhm.
set up set up for other people. But
Mhm.
it didn't matter. It said, but most people were still having sex prior to their third date.
Yeah.
Right. Without even
Mhm.
getting to know them and stuff like that. I mean, it happens like how they say, like, no one night stands and stuff like that. But yeah,
Yeah.
but I guess that goes along with like what you're looking for, because sometimes
Right.
some people
And
go further.
chemistry. You know what I mean? Because, like say, it's, it definitely those times where, um, I mean, just, I don't know, even like with me and Owen, you know what I'm saying? Like, I remember like when we first saw each other, we didn't connect again until 6 months later. You know what I
See,
mean? But when we saw each other again, it was like, oh my God. Like I feel like we had been looking for each other, you know what I'm saying, for the course of those 6 months. You know what I mean?
uh-huh,
And he kept asking about me, asking about me, asking. I kept asking, well, I asked about him a few times, you know what I mean? But like,
okay,
I remember I had that first day that I saw him, I had recorded him. You know what I mean? He
okay,
was singing, but I remember he hugged me that day. And now I
yeah.
remember asking my friend, like, who is that? She's like, oh, girl, you know that's, you know what I mean? You know who that is, stuff. I was like, do I know him? You know what I
Right.
mean? Because it felt like home. His
Mm,
hug felt like home to me. And I remember how it stuck with me, how I stood there for a second, like, who is this person? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But we didn't exchange information. I didn't see him
mm,
again until 6 months later. And I remember being like, oh my God, that's him. You know what I'm
mm,
saying? You know what I mean? Like, well, it was like, where has he been at? But like, oh my God, like there he is right there. You know what I mean? And
mm.
so, and it was like, and we've been together ever since,
See,
it was like we saw each
and
other again that day. And it
mhm.
was just like, okay, we saw each other next day. It was like, like it was just, and he was saying that he had been looking for me. He had kept asking about me and stuff, you know
Mhm,
what I mean? So it was like we was just bringing ourselves back together again. You know what I
mhm.
mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh,
That's
we have a beautiful love
exciting.
story.
That is, listen. I feel like that waiting period definitely can make a difference. Cause
Yeah.
that be me and Charlie's joke all the time. Is like we got to know each other intellectually before
Yeah.
like any intimacy happened, and the kissing, touchy feely. It was just like, let's talk. We would just like talk for hours because we both were filling each other out, because I
Mhm.
just got out of something crazy, he just got out of something crazy. It was like, I'm not about to rush. I am not about to
Yeah.
rush. Like, and I think that really connected us because we were on the same page with it. It was like,
Mhm.
I done been through too much stuff, and I'm not going to lead with rose colored glasses and
Right.
get caught up in the excitement of meeting somebody new. I'm not doing that. Been there, done that. Been there, done
Mhm.
that. Okay. So we both were on the same page. It was like, no, we just gonna take our
Yeah.
time, get to really know each other. Okay.
Yeah.
Before we start diving in. And it worked for us. It really worked,
Yes.
because it was like, when you get your mind made up that you tired of the foolishness, tired of the games, you want to break the same habits and the patterns that you've done in the past. It like for us, it just shifted something that we knew what we wanted going forward, and we didn't want to relive some of the same experiences.
Exactly. And that's why I was
So
saying, do age has something to do with it with some of these things? Because
mhm,
like you said, I mean, both of you all, what I mean, coming out of situations, I mean, being older and stuff and just being like, look, I'm not in the mood for no nonsense.
right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying? You know what I
yeah,
mean? And that's, and I feel like we were at that same place. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? It was just like, okay, like we were both ready. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? We both ready.
yes.
Yeah.
No time for the games, like breaking old
Right.
habits and things. So
Mhm.
it definitely worked for us. That's always our joke, that we got to know each other intellectually, waiting for a long time.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah. And that was the
definitely
thing. It's
worked.
like when we saw each other again, we ended up being in each other's space for hours. You know what I mean? Like because we was around friends and stuff. It was almost like we just was not letting the night in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And so it was like, we just had hours to just like engage with each other, be around each other, you know what I mean? And we had a lot of mutual friends, you know what I mean, and stuff. And so it's like we was able to spend a lot of time getting to know each other, like, and then just you being on the phone for hours, even after that, you know what I'm saying? Asking each
Mhm.
other a million questions. It felt like we had like 3 dates in that one night, you know what I mean? To be
See?
honest, it was like,
See?
yeah, like just not letting the night in.
Right. Give yourself that time. Give yourself the grace
Yeah.
period that you need. Like,
Mhm.
it's no need to rush into something. Like, especially if you really feel like this is somebody that you're compatible with, or and you want to see where it goes and see if it's going to be long term. Like, take your time. If y'all on the same
Right.
wave, it'll definitely work out. It'll definitely work out.
Exactly.
Y'all both are on the even till with it. You know what I'm saying? It's not one
Mhm.
having the expectation that the other don't have. If
Right.
y'all come with the meeting of the minds, be like, okay, this is what I want. This is how we gonna move. This is how we gonna do things. Child,
Mhm.
guys, it's the
Yep.
yup. And they
Mhm.
said, like, how long does a guy usually wait to want to kiss you? You
I think
excited
they be wanting to kiss right away.
about
It's like they see, you know what I mean? Like, it's like as soon as they see, they be wanting to like kiss right away. I think, you know what I mean? They be having to constrain themselves.
that? Oh man, they said like many of them want to wait until the second or the third date before their first kiss. So
Mhm.
don't get discouraged, like, if they don't want to kiss you on the first date. Okay, fair,
Oh yeah,
fair.
yeah.
I kiss you by
I
the
think
second.
that's good. It's definitely good to give that respect, fellas. Please give that respect to the ladies. Yes.
Yes, yes, yeah. But if they're not trying to at the second or third date, then it may be something going on, right? If they're not
Yeah.
at least trying to, right? Yeah,
Uh-huh. Like you said, they should be coming in for a little
they should
something.
be going for it by the second date, right?
Yeah.
Um, But they said, like, when and you know how we talked about, like, the no contact. They was like, but who will usually break, like, the no contact? Like, so say like you in a relationship and y'all decide, okay, we just going to, like, separate for a while, or we going to break up because we don't feel like we can move forward or be compatible. They said, who
Mhm.
usually be the first one to break the no contact rule?
Probably the women.
They
Even
so
though that's probably gonna say the guys, huh?
they said, okay, hypothetically, you should let your ex be the first one to break the no contact rule, especially if you're following it to try and get them back. Like, so let them be the one to break it. They said it's easy to fall into that pattern of, like, worrying about
Mhm.
what other people are thinking about y'all breaking up. But if you reach out to your ex and break the no contact rule, might not be the best thing. All right. But
Yeah.
they say men usually break the no contact rule first, though.
Okay, all right. Because I was a little confused, but all right, but that's like sorry. So like, if y'all taking like a break period, and
Yeah.
then they always reaching back out.
They said
Kind of.
men break it first. Yes. They said because they're hoping that, like, you will talk to them. Because
We
now he
were talking about
realizes
way
that,
back then.
yeah, but they said that they be realizing that it may be permanent, you know.
Mhm.
Um, and they said that if they don't do something, um that you'll, like, deflect it, and if he wants you back, then he gonna try to make a plan to win you over. If y'all take it like this,
Mhm.
so he feel like after a while he gonna try to get you back. So he usually be the one to break it first, and that's so true. they they be trying
It
to call
definitely,
you
you
or come
definitely
over.
took me back. You took me back to some young folk stuff. So
Ah,
young folk stuff, you know what I mean?
ah,
Because I had somebody look, see, so he wanted to like go away for the weekend with his friends. So he called
uh-huh.
himself trying to break up with me. So he could like go away for the weekend with his friends and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then tried to come back. Tried to come
Okay.
back, you know what I mean? Because they trip ended up getting canceled and everything. And I
Yeah.
swear I feel like I made him suffer for like 2 months.
Good.
You know what I'm saying? It was just like, it wasn't no easy get back, but he was
See.
trying everything. He just tried and tried and tried.
Yeah.
And I was just like taking all the gifts, the money, the everything and stuff, but was just like every time I looked at him, I just thought about like how he had broke up with me, you know what I'm saying? And stuff. And so yeah, it wasn't easy. It was
Yeah.
not easy for him.
Yeah. And they said that if he think that it might be permanent, he gonna do whatever he can to try to get you back. Like, oh man, I might
Yeah.
I might have messed up. We had too much time in between. Let me try to win
Yeah.
back. Man, they said
Yeah,
he
but
get
it look, and they
it.
start thinking about like who else you might end up with and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, sometimes it don't necessarily even be like the best of intentions. Sometimes,
Okay,
so
okay, yeah.
yeah,
But it's just funny.
exactly.
Like I could just think about times too that men have really broke that no contact. Like when I'm trying to take a separation from, or I'm like, okay, we broken up, and they just won't let it
Hmm.
go, and they keep trying to reach out and all that stuff. Woo, chow, chow,
Hmm. Yeah,
chow.
they be missing the kisses, they be missing the
They
affection, they be
do.
missing your food.
They listen to everything, everything. Yeah,
Right?
sure, sure, sure. Yeah. But they said like the 90-day rule should benefit men and women, because it's
Yeah.
intended to develop like close and long-lasting relationships. Long-lasting relationships. That's what it's intended
Hmm.
to do.
Yeah,
Okay.
and but I also hear that, if you love something, let it go. It come back
Yep.
to you, it's yours,
Yes.
kind of stuff. But
Yes.
I'll be like, it's so many people out here in the world, and just and those too, and so many just different scenarios of ways of how things could go.
Yes. Yes.
And sometimes ego gets in the way where it'd be like, well, no, you know what I mean, you let me go or something, so you ain't trying to hear nothing else, no more and
Exactly.
things.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah, because I'm like, I can think of a situation where I, was just looking for just some space, and I
Mm-hmm.
didn't think that we were going to actually like fully separate, you know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And
Yeah.
but yeah, but it was like no bringing it back together,
Yeah.
what I mean, after having space.
Have to have a space. And sometimes that gives
Yeah,
you the space that you need. It gives you the space and it
right,
gives you time to really reflect. Like, okay, do I want to get back with them, or do I just want to keep the space and we just go our separate ways? Sometimes you need
right,
that. You need that.
yeah,
And I call that no contact rule. Like, don't talk for like 30, 90 days. And see, like you said, if it's meant to be, y'all get back. If not, let
whew.
it
But
let it
yeah, I'm
go.
like you said, that's such a long time. It's like if
It
it's
is
90
a
days,
time.
then it
It
just seems like
is.
it's just over.
It
Yeah, but
is.
hey, yeah, we live from Philly, live from
Yeah.
Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it's toughy tough. And they said women have a 90-day rule. That means like wait 3 months before getting intimate in order to build trust and find
Hmm.
love. In order to build trust and find love, wait 90 days.
Yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, women's 90-day
Yeah.
rule. It said that it helps us to avoid making mistakes and rushing into a relationship. And it is
Yeah.
a point of mutual respect. Okay,
Hmm.
respect, because a lot of times like guys don't respect you when you move too far in, too deep in, too fast and stuff.
Hmm.
And they said like spending time with each other right reveals the character of the person, and being respectful has those emotional passions beyond physical attraction. Like that for me,
Hmm.
that like that's that intellectual. Like when you just spending time with them and they don't have no expectation that y'all want to get intimate and stuff like that. I feel like it makes them desire and want you more, as opposed to, okay, if I get next to her and start touchy feeling, then I might get into the panties real fast. Like that.
Hmm.
If you're looking for that respect and get what you want out of a relationship, then pump your brakes, pump your
Yeah,
brakes.
yeah, and and women, just being able to speak up to let them know, like, like let's fall back a bit. What I'm saying, you're a little too forward, you're a little too aggressive.
Yeah,
What I'm saying, I need you to slow down a second. What I'm saying, and being upfront with, what I mean, like I said, what I mean, letting them know I'm not looking for, what I'm saying, some, one night stand, a hit and run kind of thing, and what I'm saying, what I mean, like I said, just being transparent
just being
and stuff,
transparent.
what I mean? Yeah, yeah, because somebody, what I mean, that care about you, they serious about you, or, they wanting to be serious too, what I
Yeah,
mean? They'll understand, y'all can have a conversation.
yeah, exactly, exactly. Yep.
Mhm.
That's very important. And they said they have like what you call like the 11-11 method. You ever heard of that?
No.
So they said that for like a powerful start to anything, that try doing like a ritual, like 11-11 in the morning, or like on 11-11. Like that's the moment to focus on what you truly want.
Mm-hmm.
Like share your dreams with the universe, and like
Word up.
yep, picture your life, the life that you love to create, and experience that
Mm-hmm.
you decided to have.
Yeah. Yeah. So I remember my auntie told me one time, she was like, to really like, when you meet somebody, you like somebody, she said, and you meditate on it, and she said, and also say, like, speak out to the universe and say, if this person is not good for me and not good for my energy, then please remove them from my life.
We can move them. Yes.
Yep, then remove them. You know what I'm
Move them.
saying? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So that you don't, what I mean, continue to like to waste your own time.
Time.
You
Yes.
know?
Yes. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
quick. Put it into the universe. Put it in the universe.
Yeah.
And they said that men usually fall in love harder and faster. They're
Mhm.
the ones that tell you I love you faster.
Yeah.
First one to tell you I love you, which I have had that experience. Like every guy that I've been
Mhm.
with said that Allah loves you first and stuff. But they said that even after like you've been in a relationship with the guy and stuff, they said women are usually the ones that are faster to move on from the relationship. We're faster.
Yeah.
We're faster to move on from it. Men are faster to fall in love and say that they love
Mhm.
you. Women are faster to move on.
Yeah.
They said women are like more emotionally invested in a relationship, but we can move on faster than a guy can.
Right.
Once this,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, because it's like like say, what I mean, I don't know, like something about having a womb, what I
yeah,
mean, and being more intuitive, and what I mean,
mhm,
having just this connection with our body and our spirit, and what I
yes.
mean, and once you see like that's something that's not working, and what I mean, it's just that
That's,
ability to be able to let go and be
there you
like,
go.
no, what I'm
Yep.
saying, like this is not working for me. I can't continue to do what's not working for me.
Exactly, exactly,
Mhm.
exactly. Like for us, like they call us emotional creatures. Like we lead with emotion. Like we put our hearts into it and stuff. And as I know for me, like once my heart is out of it, it's like it's a wrap. It's a wrap. And that's why I can see
Yeah.
why they say women can move on faster. It's like because we
Mhm.
do. Like I know, like for me, like I'll check out. I'll check out. I'll check out. Like
Mhm.
once I'm emotionally checked out of it, it's like okay, it's a done deal for me. It's a wrap.
Yes.
It's a
Yes. Yeah, like you said, it's like I done took back all my energy, all my
all my
power,
energy,
you no
my
longer
emotion,
have me.
my heart, my
Like,
heart ain't in it no more. No more tears,
yeah,
you and stuff. Like it's a wrap.
right, right.
Yeah. I can see that. I can see that. But the bottom
Yeah.
line to this is like, ladies, give yourself that 90 days.
Take your
Get accepted.
time with
Take your
people.
time.
Yes.
Take your time, honey.
Take
Take
your
your time.
time.
I
Yep.
if you have not like read the book "Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man," I highly
Mhm.
recommend it. That
Yeah.
was in my growing because it took me a long time to realize the 90 days was and stuff, right? So
Mhm.
honey, like, yeah, it's a lot of truth to that. It's a lot of truth to that. And I can think back and reflect on relationships and how they went and meeting guys
Mhm.
and be like, dang, why didn't that work out? Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be playing wifey too soon.
That's
And this
right.
and this another book called Why Men Love Bitches.
Oh wow. Mhm.
So it is all about like pulling back, pulling
Yeah.
like don't be like cooking him that 3 course, 4 course meal right from the door.
Yeah,
Like
it's like don't get so invested so quickly.
don't be diving right in, like giving him all
Mhm.
the wifey right away. Nope. It's just called why
Mhm.
men love bitches. Because that woman that know her worth, and she like, nope. I'll pop you some popcorn. You lucky if you get that. I'm not cooking for you. Like you ain't earned
Uh-huh.
me when you in the slave in the on the stove slaving over it and stuff like that, baking you cookies and cake. You ain't earned none of that,
Yeah.
right? So,
And you
yeah,
know what I was thinking? Like that's something that I usually like to do too. Like, what I mean, like, like I'll cook a nice dinner and stuff, what I mean, so that they see that yes, girly can get down on the stove. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? You know what I mean? So that you're able to see, what I mean, what you could possibly be getting here. You know what I'm saying? And stuff, but it won't be like no everyday thing every time you come around. No, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, but just so, what I mean, I'll do it, what I mean, just so you can see that it can be done.
yeah. That I don't think I've ever did it. I have never done it fast. Like maybe after like third or fourth time it's going on or something, like, okay, then you might taste my cooking and stuff like that.
Yeah, I
But
was gonna say, yeah, usually, like, after, like, a couple weeks or so.
right, yeah, like
Yeah.
not right away, because I'm expecting to come over and think you're gonna be eating cooking every day. I'm gonna be cooking,
Mhm.
you cooking dinner. No, it ain't gonna be that type of party. Ain't gonna be that type of party.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
I
yeah,
remember it more, you know what I mean, like, having folks licking the plate, and I be thinking like, "Mhm, he gonna be trying to come back for more of that."
that part. Yep, that's why you gotta slow walk him. Ease into that. Don't give it to him right away, okay? Slow walk him into it. Be like, let
Uh-huh.
me see where you coming from, okay? What is your
Yes.
intentions with me before you start eating on my good cooking all the time?
I know this right, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's
Good.
like, but you do wanna, like you say, you know what I mean, it's like you wanna show, you know what I mean, some of, like say, the other things that you have to offer
Right.
outside of outside of the intimacy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Stuff, you know what I mean? So you know what I mean, and you want to see the other things that they have, you know what I mean, going on outside of that and stuff. So it's like,
Absolutely.
like I said, taking that time to get to know a person
Get to know
before
them.
you are making such an intimate connection,
Right.
it is important.
Yep. Doing too much too soon. Doing too much too soon.
Yeah.
That's just slow walking way to give that time. Take
Yeah.
that 90 days, do that trial period, because it definitely can help. It's gonna make or break it. You're gonna see where it's
Yeah.
going. After that 90 days, you're gonna see where it's going. Is it
Right.
working for you guys? Then y'all gonna move forward, or
Mhm.
is it not working? You can learn a
Yeah.
lot. You can learn a lot.
Mhm. Like you said, sometimes they need a lot more than 90 days.
Not my brand new days. Exactly. Yeah. If you go to 90 days and it's like, I don't know. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was our conversation. The 90 days.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, yes. Yeah, I feel like that's a ongoing process, ongoing process.
Yeah.
Some
Because
people
there's so
can,
many different dynamics
yes,
in
it is.
relationships and
Some
dating.
people, some people can do it, and some people can't. So it's
Yeah.
it's the it's the ongoing process. Yeah, yeah. I think it worked. It definitely worked for me. Waiting that 90 days, it definitely worked for me.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
can't say for everybody. It definitely worked for me. Yeah,
That's beautiful.
yeah. But that was our topic today. That was our topic today. Yes. And
Mhm.
this is one of those topics that could go on and on and on and on. But we're going to pause it right here.
Yes.
Hopefully, we gave you guys something to think about.
Mm.
Um, something out of this conversation today. Yeah, and I totally appreciate you for being here. You could have been anywhere on these YouTube streets, and you were a part of our live. And it's
Yes.
all love. Yes, I totally appreciate you. Totally appreciate you. For those that came in for the first time, TB, that's my sister Janae Goddess Light, and her channel is
Yes.
Artistic Healing Expressions. Yeah, she's all about that holistic care. She'll get you right. She'll get you right, and that's her
Yes.
all platforms, on all platforms. Yes, 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 yes. She is the energy healer. She is the energy healer. Yes, but we get together on Sundays at 3 o'clock, and this is our sister talk. And
Yeah.
I always say, you never know what we're gonna talk about. You never know what we're gonna talk about on any given Sunday. Okay? Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, I'm
So
about
I
to turn
hope,
on the football game now.
right? So I hope that you will tune in with us for the next Sunday at 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But if you have not done anything for you, please do
Mhm.
something for you, okay? And have a great rest of your day and have an amazing, amazing week. And we'll see you next time on Sister Talk Live.
Yeah.
Okay, until then, take care.
Bless
Bye,
love.
guys.
Peace.
You guys.